Hello, welcome to Exotic Gardening UK, Yorkshire Kris Weekly. And in this week's episode, we're doing a full garden tour. Okay, so it's time for the 2022 annual walkthrough of my garden at Great Clift Exotic Garden. So I've got some nice pots here, a bit of summer colour just by the decking area. And I've got a couple of party times down there which I've done loads of cuttings of, which you'll see later. And I've got a nice collection here. I've got a nice ginger, variegated. Got a nice begonia torso with its huge leaves, and begonia luxurians looking pretty nice here. And then quick view of this area before I sweep around to the right. And here we've got the evergreen bed. So we've got the Trachycarpus nova looking good. We've got the Persicaria purple fantasy that's regrown after the Chelsea chop. Eucomis down there. Got palm trees, yuccas, Chilean lantern tree, finished flowering obviously, but we've got fruits forming on there now. Nice Butia aeris spatha here, and the Pseudopanax getting taller and taller each year. Got some more carnivorous plants in pots down here, and then got a very nice palm tree here. This is Butia aeris spatha crossed with Syagris Romanzophiana Santa Catrina. Bit of a mouthful, but that's a very special palm that I will plant out. I keep saying this, but I will plant it out at some point and see how big it can get in my garden. This bed, I'm not really happy with this year. It's just odds and sods that I've just planted in. Bits of everything really. And I've just been cutting down the hedge, so I've got a bit of dead branches on there as well. And then this is the main bed here. Looking nice, good mixture of colours of leaves and forms. Nasturtiums, there's filler plants, and the irisine, that pinky purple leaf plant. Mammoth colocasias, plectranthus in there. Got Canna Cleopatra. We've got Borinda 1046 blue bamboo. We've got the nice Canna musifolia on set. Haniba there. All sorts of things. So that's that bed there, and looking across this way we've got the original blue bamboo here, 1046, more mature one. Bit of underplanting with hostas that have been eaten by the slugs and snails. Trachycarpus common here, it's quite a nice form on that one. And then as we go through, you'll see the hose pipe. I've been filling up the pond because it's been so dry. And as you go through, you'll see all the beautiful colour of all the dahlias that are looking really nice now. Lots of different colours this year, all around here. These have come through the winters, no problem. And you can see there's further ones down here and higher up as well. So loads of nice colour. That's the still dead Butia catarensis that died a couple of years ago. I was giving it another year to see if it started growing, but it's not, so that will be dug out this winter. Got Colocasia gologensis, if that's right, I think it is. I'm just calling it the other hardy Colocasia after pink china, which this one's pink china here. Got ricinus mixed in with here. We've got things yet to flower like the Tophonia in the centre of shot there. Got the Amesia zygomeris, which has started flowering already. And behind that we've got the line of Trachycarpus species, and the biggest one is a Princeps hybrid now, which is well up there. Here we've got the Ginger forestii, which is taken over a large area here. And if we go up, we've got a beautiful banana, and this is Musa sycamensis. Beautiful coloration on those leaves, deep maroon and sort of wine coloured staining on it, beautiful. Got a nice Persian shield down there, more party time. These nice Persicarias with a contrasting sort of raspberry, pinky purple flowers and the lime green foliage. Got tree ferns here as well, nice big leaves on these. And then we've got Shepherdas and Fatsia polycarpus in here. We've got a Trachycarpus nova, Trachycarpus fortunii that's grown really tall this year, loads of growth. It's nice evergreen planting around here. And the bamboo hedge. And the Fatsias growing nice and tall now. So we've got Mosserie in the background, and in the foreground we've got Annalise. And then we'll go round the corner over the hose pipe. Got a Dahlia imperialis growing pretty tall there, so it's already 2 meters. I'm sure it'll get much more than that in the next couple of months. The Musabaju have done really bad behind that. They're basically, I don't know if they're dying off or what, but they've got like 1 leaf each. You can hardly see them. The growth is that bad. So they're really not happy, but they are extremely old plants. I think they're 13, 14 years old, and those shoots haven't flowered. A bit of ground cover here. Passia zygomeris, which I said is flowering already. It's pea-like flowers just there. And then we've got some more colour combinations with Plectranthus, Irisine, and then this Pirella, which is new to me this year. It's just basically a Japanese vegetable. I'm growing it because it's got those really deep purple black leaves that contrast with the yellowy green Irisine there, and the Plectranthus as well. Some nice echinaceas that have come back. There were 3 here and 2 have come back this year, so that's nice. Huge ricinus leaves that will get bigger and bigger throughout the season here. Up we go, and we can see the canna. These grown from seed many years ago now, and these are flowering again, and they'll get taller and taller as the season progresses. They stay in the ground. Got Stephonias, which will be flowering soon, but not yet. And then the Leonotis, which the plant is pretty pathetic looking. It's like a weed, but the flowers are tangerine orange, really bright orange, and they're just starting to come out. But soon there'll be lots of flowers, and hopefully it will sort of win me over, because at the moment I think it looks pretty weedy. So hopefully those flowers really make up for the foliage. More bananas, more onset Hanebas here. Nice big leaves on those. We'll pan round, you can see the Inula Magnifica here. Wonderful flowers that the bees absolutely adore, always covered in honeybees especially. More cannas. We've got some more nasturtiums. That's that Ginger Forestii again, you can see, and a Montbelliardii banana in the middle as well. And as the path winds around and the plants grow up, you don't see the full garden in one go. But we'll just head round here. You can see the huge leaves of the Gunnera manicata. I had to chop back a lot of leaves so you can actually get past on the path here. And you can see a bit of damage from when we were at 40 degrees last week. Wonderful Aria alata variegata here. Beautiful variegation there, it's about to flower. Trachycarpus latisexus down there. Loquat tree above that's getting nice and big. And then the absolutely beautiful Scheffler macrophylla with its huge leaves, holding them nicely on the plant. Got some nice zinnias for colour, annual colour. This Scheffler is looking really good until the really hot weather last week, and it singed the newest leaves. You can see it looks like frost damage, but obviously it's not, it's just this heat damage, but that will come back nicely. Beautiful Taiwaniana plant there, that's grown really tall in this last flush. You can see more Trachycarpus down there, and we do the annual video comparing all those sort of in November time now. when everything else has died back a bit. We've got the jungle hut, which we've looked at on previous videos. Zebra grasses there. And that is the fading flower, huge flower, it's like a metre long I think, of the Gunnera manicata. We've got Cordline Torbay Dazzler there. And then we get to the archway, or the bridge and then the archway. We go over that, you can see this is the view to the pond with a waterfall. That's surrounded now by the Gunnera tinctoria, so that's looking nice. Trachycarpus princeps hybrid there. We've got the Gigantea grasses up here. We've had the calla lilies finishing there, and the giant calla Hercules there as well. And this is the other side of the pond. We've got the princeps palms, we've got the faded flowers of the yucca there. And here we've got hemerocallis, which are edible flowers, which are really nice. Another princeps palms well behind. And just to compare to the flower of the manicata earlier, we've got the most stubby flowers down there of the tinctoria on the Gunnera. Got the passion flowers here, loads of passion flowers at the moment on the archway. But the main plant on the archway, along with the passion flowers, are the chocolate vine. And as we go under the archway, we'll just look up and we can see lots and lots and lots of fruits. Hundreds of fruits here now. And these are beautiful edible pulp, but it's so full of seeds it's not easy to eat at all. And they'll be ready sort of end of August I think. They'll go sort of bluey purple, really strange looking fruits when they're ripe. And as we look through the archway, we've got the beautiful Jubea chilensis palm. Wonderful palm tree with a great big thick trunk now at the base. If we look left, we've got a mixture again of dahlias and cannas and colocasias, with some other things thrown in as well. Down here we've got more passion flowers, Alice striatulas here, a nice chocolate, I think it's hot chocolate or dark chocolate velvet hydrangea down here, really nice dark foliage, and it has some pastely pink flowers, but the foliage is very nice. Other things hidden behind the Gunneras, we've got a nice Fatsia polycarpa over there, Arundo Donax, giant Spanish reed grasses going up here. Here we have a palm that's suffered because I transplanted it. I think it was the year before last and it's just not grown at all, so whether or not it makes it yet to be seen. That's Trachycarpus eucalensis. Pretty rare palms, hopefully it makes it, but it's not looking good for its second year after transplant. And then we'll look around, we've got the nice Tigridia flowers just coming through, so we've got a nice pinkish one there. And then we've got all the beautiful blue flowers here, and also the wavy leaves of this Aricema congranitium. Really nice leaves, very different, and it does have flowers as well. All sorts of things planted around this bed, sort of arid plants really, sort of house leeks and things like that, with the agapanthus flowers. I like this agapanthus because it's got bicoloured flowers, so it's got the purple and white flowers, but it does look good over there as well. More gingers over there, and then a bit of an arid bed here with the Cerifera palm, big one, small one, and then the yucca here. Linifolia, that looks really, really nice now. It's got so big, I'm going to have to cut it back again, so I don't want people spiking themselves on this path for the open days, or well, any other time as well. So that's contrasting here. So we've got lineafolia, or linearis as it's called, and then we go across, we've got the rostrata here with a flatter leaves, but this one is flowering now, so you can see loads of beautiful ivory creamy flowers there. A huge flower spike. I could cut that off. I'm going to keep it on, and it will look poor, this plant, for a couple of years, but hopefully it'll come back after the flowering time. And this is the main arid bed full of bigger arid plants. We've got the Montana down there, Americana there, these are agaves, another bigger Montana there, and then we've got the Bria amata, steely blue leaves, grown really fast this year. I think it's done at least 5 leaves already. It's looking really nice. Got the Vulcano here, Chimerops Vulcano, nice big Yucca Faxonia here, and the European fan palm here, Chimerops humilis, which is about 2 meters tall. Got another bed of plants that stay out all winter really. So the pink chinas make up a lot of this, and also the Persicaria red dragon. Got a ginger that stays out here, greeny eye, that will flower sort of by Christmas time. Euphorbia mellifera. Now the areas I've cut back are looking good. The areas I've let go to seed look a bit sad for themselves and yellow, so we'll cut that back a bit, I think, just to freshen it up, probably after the open days though. Bit of a corner that's quite dry here, so I have to irrigate it a lot. Got some salvias and another dahlia. That's another view of the European fan palm with the sort of pseudo seeds forming. And then we go to the new arid style-ish bed that we did a month or two ago with the aeoniums, the red daisies. Got some agaves planted out as well, some small ones that hopefully will survive and grow big over the next few years. And then we've got the flush of the Cycas revoluta, which is slowly putting out its leaves and hardening off, and hopefully that look really good when it's finished its flush in the next few weeks. Milianthus behind, the nice bluish glaucous leaves. And then as a backdrop we've got the cordyline up there. We've got the probably soon to be flowering Phylostachys nigra bamboo here and over here, and loads of shooting bamboos as well. Over there we have got the very tall now and extremely rare, I always point this out in my videos, Trachycarpus aurophilus, which is about 2.5 meters tall, maybe taller now. That's surrounded by loads of seedlings of Chiskea gigantea. I've started digging some of those up, and I'll probably dig up a lot more of those after my open day as well. More bamboos this way, and on set, sorry not on set, we've got Musa Baju, and this one looks much healthier than the ones further down the garden. And then we have a mix of all sorts here. So we've got Eucomis in flower. If we get down Eucomis, we've got some more of the Aracema here, which are flowering. We've got the variegated nasturtiums. We've got dahlias. We've got colocasias. We've got amaranthus here. We've got begonias. And everything's looking pretty happy in this area. And then we look up, we've got a great big Bootia odorata. Again, that's well over 2.5 meters tall now. That's looking good. And we'll go back around this way. Past the aurophilus, which hopefully will flower in the next few years. Hopefully next year it'll flower, because the trunk is, well, the trunk's basically nearly 2 meters tall now, so it's hopefully big enough, mature enough to start thinking about flowering, and hopefully get some seeds off that at some point. Another booty here, so if I just step back you can see that. And then down at the ground, I think if you look carefully we can see one of many frogs in the garden. If you can see that. Let's see if we can zoom in on him. There we go. Nice frog to eat all the slugs and the snails in the garden. And I've seen some like golden yellow frogs in the garden as well, so that's pretty cool. So this area is a play area, swings and things and climbing frame, and it's surrounded by bamboos and also the huge eucalyptus trees that I can't really say how tall they are, to say they're very, very tall. They're right up there into the sky. Regnams in the corner, and then we look across and see the wonderful tree ferns looking really, really lush in this corner, and they've grown so much I can't really get in and see them individually. It's just a mass of fronds. You can hardly see the trunks, so they're looking really happy. And I pan round, we've got one of many Trachycarpus princeps hybrids here. Huge leaves on these, and then if we pan up further and further, we've got my biggest tetrapanax in the garden, and that now is probably about 3.5 meters tall. So it's doing really good. Obviously it puts out its pups everywhere, which I do remove now. Some little ground ferns here, got some painted ferns down there, and then we've got loads of tree ferns and other things, but like I said, it is a proper jungle. I can't really get through there now. And then we'll just turn around. More cannas, regertia down there, hardy begonias and gingers down here as well. And then back down this path, and we come basically to the end of the tour. That's the summer tour 2022, looking back down the garden now. Everything's looking pretty good after a bit of recent rain of the last few days after the heat wave of last week. So thank you for joining me on this week's edition of Exotic Gardening UK, Yorkshire Kris Weekly. Hope you like the garden tour. If you've got any questions about anything, about the plants in the garden or anything else, please put it in the comments on the YouTube video comments, and I'll do my best to answer those. I often miss them on email and Facebook, so the YouTube is the best place to put your comments. So thank you for watching. Join me next week where I'll be doing more in the garden.